Wildlife.
So, why did you join the Forest Service?
So, in particular, in college, I majored in marine science, and I knew I wanted to do a position in natural resource management or environmental conservation. But I had also made a commitment to the Navy for 4 years at minimum. Right away, I knew it wasn't my career path, but I was really interested in trying to save the environment or protect it. And as I was transitioning out, I stumbled upon this internship that I'm in right now, working with the Forest Service. And really, I was one of those who had no idea that there was a difference between Forest Service and Park Service, and definitely know now. And I really was like super excited. It was exactly what I was looking for and trying to get into some kind of environmental conservation without going to get my PhD, which would have costed quite a bit.
So, what kind of opportunities do the Forest Service have for wildlife management?
So there's a couple different positions. So there's the wildlife specialist that we have on our district who works in tangent with our wildlife biologist who's at the supervisor's office in Columbia. And they work in tangent to work on managing and mitigating invasive species of plants as well as animals. Wild boar is a really big issue in the district. They also work with, directly partner with DNR, Department of Natural Resources, to do fish stocking. So the Wahala Fish Hatchery manages the trout species that is in the Chattooga and the Chaga. So they work in tangent to do fish stocking with trucks, as well as helo operations to stock the parts of the river that are harder that the trucks can't reach. And those are just some specific evolutions. We also do fish surveys by shocking them in the Chattooga River, collecting samples and getting a sample size of what the habitat and the species are in the river and what they're being impacted by. And then there's also the wildlife management areas that are just kind of open fields that are mowed and managed for wildlife to be able to live and get nutrients from the grasses in the fields. And those are all maintained. And then also during any kind of hunting season, they're prime for managing what is being hunted and the permits. And specifically, bear season is a very busy time because every bear must be reported to the wildlife specialist on our district. He records and documents every bear hunted and tagged, and that all goes to him to be able to be processed.
The reason that I chose wildlife is because it's always something that's interested me. I love animals. I've grown up loving animals, and it just seemed like the best fit for me.
I've gotten so much joy out of public lands and public forest that I feel like if I can just pass along that joy and that experience to somebody else, if I can create that experience for somebody else, my purpose in life would be fulfilled. Originally, I went to Clemson to study animal and veterinary science. I had a farm growing up, and I still own a farm, and I manage it. It's a Black Angus farm, but that's just not where I saw my career going. Everybody suggested that's what I should do, but the summer after my high school year, I got a job working for the U.S. Forest Service, kind of just a stroke of luck that I had, and that changed completely what I wanted to do for my career. Definitely concerned my mother at first, wanting to work in the woods basically, but a lot of the stuff that I did that summer were research-based experiments in land management and wildlife management, and it changed how I saw the forest. So I think that was a big part of my decision in switching to wildlife and fisheries biology.
After getting my bachelor's degree, I'm planning on pursuing a PhD in marine biology.
Although I don't know exactly what I want to do just yet after graduating, I know I want to go into the marine biology field and possibly do research by the coast.
Growing up, I loved watching Animal Planet, National Geographic, and Discovery Channel, especially Shark Week. I've always been inspired by people like Steve Irwin and Jane Goodall.
The person that inspired me the most is definitely my family. My great-grandpa and my nana both live on a lake in Secession, and they completely live off the land. They have their own chickens, they have their own food, they have their own garden, and then they fish. And growing up, they always taught me lots of things. They taught me how to climb trees, they taught me how to track, they taught me how to look at birds and how to identify animals. So they're definitely a big inspiration to me, and I love them very much.
I'm your typical outdoors person. I love every hobby that has to do with hiking or camping or kayaking. Anything that gets me outside, I'm happy with. If I'm not under a ceiling, that's a good day, you know? And growing up on the farm, I love being with animals and any kind of wildlife.
Outside of class, I'm part of an ocean conservation club that's in the process of becoming official. It's called Tigers for Turtles. I also enjoy kayaking, swimming, rock climbing, and camping.
It really makes me sad to see people treating the earth with such disrespect. These days especially, you can't walk into the woods without seeing litter on the ground or seeing somebody just do something destructive. And so the biggest thing that I would like to take out of this career is just teaching people how to respect the land, and in return, that respect will benefit wildlife and the animals that, you know, have to live here too.
This is a yellow poplar. You can tell that it is because how it is. That's pretty neat.
Right.
Oh, God dang it.
You got this. Can you do that again? And here we have a mammal. Oh! Nature.